So today we're talking about The Cult. They are a band from the UK. They've been around since like the early 80s. They started out as a post-punk band, played like a little of that goth rock. Then they moved into a goth and hard rock. I'll be talking about that a little later. Their new album is called Under the Midnight Sun, released on October 7th, 2022. This is album number 11 in their discography, and this was produced by Tom Dalgety. He also does Pixies and Ghost. And this is a band, two members have been there for a long time. So Billy Duffy, he's the guitarist, and Ian Astbury, he's on vocals. They got a new bass player. His name is Charlie Jones. He's actually pretty good. He plays an important part in this album, so I'll be talking about that as well. And John Tempesta on drums. The album was released on Black Hill Records, and this is the first album since 2016. The last album was called Hidden City, and I don't know, it's been a while since their last album. I actually haven't listened to the last album because, to be honest with you, I kind of lost track of this band. This was a band I used to listen to when I was younger. I was maybe, I think, around 18 years old when Sonic Temple came out. I used to love that album. That was more, they were going into more of like that hard rock, almost like a glam metal style. And after that, like Ceremony, and I think after Ceremony, I kind of lost touch with this band. I was excited to hear that they were releasing a new album, because now that I am, do have a music channel and I'm into music again. So what was my first impression? And I was kind of bored. I guess it wasn't what I was expecting. The album is, I guess, more towards that post-punk or goth, style of their earlier albums. And it didn't really click with me at first, but I think this album might be a grower. So let's talk about my favorite songs, and my favorite songs are actually the ones that were like the most laid back songs. So it would be the one kind of like the third to last, called Knife Through Butterfly Heart. This one I enjoyed a lot. It has this acoustic intro. It's a soft song. You got cool vocals, and the bass guitar, you hear it very well in this album. It has like this nice melody, and they add in some keyboards. As the song moves on, it picks up with some harder guitar riffs, and the vocals. Ian Astbury, he has a lot more emotion in his vocals on this song in particular. Got some guitar solos and pretty cool guitar riffs, and then the song kind of takes a twist. They kind of change the rhythm a little bit, a little more of those grunge and post-punk riffs with some keyboards in the background and guitar solos, and then it goes into this drum outro. It's a 6-minute song, but it was the one I enjoyed the most. It just, I felt it was just the best song. And I think my second favorite song would be the last song, called Under the Midnight Sun, another one with an acoustic intro. And this one has those violins, the orchestral stuff. Kind of reminded me a little of Ciao Baby, Edie, that song from Sonic Temple. Now this one, the vocals are very good, and it kind of has this slight Middle Eastern feel. So I like that part about it. The song continues, slower singing, orchestration. That bass playing really comes out very well. And the thing with this song, it has a very big sound. Has some cool guitar fills, nice guitar playing, and the song is one of those that kind of builds its pace. So that was the album closer. Now for the rest of the album, I think it's okay, but you kind of let it grow on you. So album opener, Mirror, it's a post-punk song, kind of going back to their original style. Melodic guitar intro, and you got the bass in the first verse, and this one has some guitar riffs with a whammy bar, and kind of slower breakdown towards the end. This one's okay. A cut inside. This one has those slower distorted power chords, so it's pretty cool drum intro, some harder drum beats, and I thought it was pretty good because the song progresses and just moves very quickly, and then it goes into a quiet breakdown with these clean arpeggios and melodic solos. So that one was good. A little harder, a throwback to the post-punk days. Afterwards, Vendetta X, this one was kind of forgettable for me. The intro is pretty cool. atmospheric intro, clean guitars, bass sounds, smooth singing. So that was pretty cool. They added in some new wave keyboards. Ian Astbury let out some harder vocals on this one, and it was okay. Give Me Mercy, that's the next one. This one had some melodic, distorted guitars in the intro and smooth vocals, and they play like the bass during the verse. So you get a lot of that during this album where it's like the verse section is just vocals with like the bass in the background. And pretty cool. You get some sustained power chords, and that one's a little good. Outer Heaven is the next one. This one is another one where it has that like orchestration. Another one that, again, I mentioned that song Edie from Sonic Temple, where that type of like sound with the post-punk feel and some guitar chords. So I thought this one was pretty good. I like the drumming on it. You know, they pick up the pace, get some power chords, that kind of clean tone with like the reverb effect, and then they continue with the melody. And there's only one more song, and this album is only actually 35 minutes, 8 tracks, so it's not a long album. But the second to last song, Impermanence, this is going back to that post-punk sound with some reverb-heavy guitar. You know, mid-pace drum beat, and the vocals are pretty good. They have a bridge with like an isolated guitar riff, so I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of added in something that kind of like made the song like a little more interesting. And just like a kind of slow outro, but that one wasn't really that memorable. So my final thoughts, I was expecting something a little heavier. You know, I haven't really listened to this band since Ceremony from the 90s, so I guess, you know, that's what I was expecting going into it. But it's okay. The production, the vocals sounded low on some songs. Some songs the vocals sounded good. The bass, I just really love the bass guitar, so if you're a bass player, this is a good album for you. And the guitar sounds good and the drums sound good. So the production's not bad. I think if you're a fan of their like earlier albums, maybe you like this one. Or if you have been listening to the Cult throughout the years, I haven't, and you kind of know what direction this band has gone into. So, you know, maybe you can let me know in the comments, you know, how does it, you know, match the other albums. And like I said, I think this album is kind of a grower. You know, at first it's kind of boring, but then it kind of gets better after a few listens. My final score is going to be 7 out of 10. Nothing bad. A few good songs like the ones I mentioned at first. Not many songs are memorable, but it's a decent album. So check it out. That is all. Thanks for watching.